Hi everyone, I'm Wayne Carter. I'm the Chief Architect of Mobile here at Couchbase, where I lead our mobile products. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about an introduction about Couchbase Mobile, and then a bit about building apps that work both online and offline. So before I start, let me get a feel for the room. So how many of you have used Couchbase before? Okay, good amount. What about Couchbase Mobile? Okay, a little less. Okay, great. It's good to have all of you here. And to kick us off, I'm going to bring up Allie Dodson. Allie does marketing for our mobile products, and she's going to talk to us about why exactly our apps don't work all the time and what exactly we can do about that. So, Allie?
Thanks, Wayne. Is this on? Cool. So, hi everybody. As Wayne mentioned, my name is Allie Dodson, and I do product marketing here at Couchbase for our mobile product. Okay, so before I get started, we're going to do another poll because clearly we are very poll happy here on the Couchbase mobile team. So, question for you guys. How many of you, when using a mobile app, have ever seen an action indicator? You know, it's that like spinny thing that's telling you that I'm working really hard and I'm going to do what you want me to do soon. Okay. Now, next question. How many of you have ever tried to use a mobile app and you couldn't because you didn't have network connection? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, last question. How many of you really loved it when your app was super slow or when it didn't work at all? Oh, this guy raised his hand right here, so he loves when his apps don't work, apparently. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so back to the point, right? Of course we hate when our apps don't work. No one likes when an app is super slow or when it doesn't work at all, right? So then why are we as mobile developers building apps that, well, frankly kind of stink? Why don't apps always work, and what can you do about it? So let's start with the typical deployment topology of today's mobile apps. You have an app running on your mobile device, and you have data stored in the cloud, right? So when you have an internet connection, all goes as planned, and your app runs as expected. But what happens when you start having network issues? Well, that's when you have these UI indicators, right? Those progress bars, things that are basically telling you, hey, wait a second, you need to wait until I can do what you want me to do. Okay? What happens when you have no internet whatsoever? Well, most likely your app is not going to work, and you're going to see a message like this, no internet, try again later. Well, that's a bummer. So the problem we have here is that apps are storing data in the cloud, but that they're totally reliant on a network connection to access that data in the cloud. And that's why you're seeing that slowness or that unresponsiveness, right? Sure, if you have an internet connection, of course your app's going to work. But I think that we all know that we can never rely on a network that's always going to work and that's always going to be fast. I mean, I think those are the top two fallacies of distributed computing. So while the network may be somewhat of a cause or somewhat of the problem here, really what the issue is your data location, plain and simple. Data location is what essentially dictates that app reliance on the cloud. So if you have an app that's constantly running up to the cloud to read and to write every single piece of data, well, then odds are it's not going to work, right? If you have a network that's unavailable, well, your app's not even going to be able to reach the cloud, so it's not going to work. And if you have an app if you have a network connection that's really slow, then your app's going to take a lot of time to get to that cloud, and your app's going to be really slow, right? So what's the solution? We need to come up with that data location strategy that solves that problem. And I can tell you what that strategy should be. You need data that's local, you need data that's remote, and you need something that is going to keep those two data stores in sync, right? What does that mean for your apps? Well, if you can build apps that employ that strategy, it's pretty simple, guys. Your apps are always going to work. Your apps are always going to be fast. and your users are going to have a truly great user experience. Okay, so I think I've hammered this point home, but let me say it again. You've got to be building mobile apps that always work, that are always fast, and if you can do that, then I guarantee that your users will absolutely love your apps. I mean, I'm talking 5 stars, you are super awesome kind of love, right? So I'm gonna bring Wayne back up here. Wayne is gonna tell us a little bit more about how Couchbase Mobile fits into this strategy. So I'm gonna leave Wayne with this beautiful slide right here.
All right. Thanks, Allie. I guess I'm super cute in a mustache. I didn't know that. But I do really absolutely love local data. And the reason I love local data is because it enables you to create truly amazing experiences. And that's what we want to help you do. We want to help you create amazing experiences for your users. So we knew exactly what you needed, and we built exactly that. The most complete NoSQL database solution on the market to power your mobile, tablet, wearable, desktop, laptop, IoT, and web apps and games. So whether they're being used on a morning commute, in a dense metropolitan area, in a packed sports arena, or anywhere else, your apps are going to be absolutely amazing. And your users are going to absolutely love them. And I'm talking about the kind of love Allie talked about. So 5 stars, you're awesome kind of love. So now I want to talk about Couchbase Mobile. So we've done some really amazing things over the last couple of years, and Couchbase Mobile is a big part of that. We continue to innovate, we continue to lead the industry, and more importantly, we continue to create the most amazing products for our customers so they can create the most amazing experiences for theirs. And that's the reason that Couchbase is chosen year after year, time and time again, to run under the mission-critical applications of the world's largest and most successful companies. So if you're an indie developer working on a hobby, or a startup working on the next killer app, or a Fortune 500 company looking to make your products even more amazing, Couchbase Mobile can help with that. It's for everyone, and it's really, really easy to use. So Couchbase Lite and Sync Gateway joined Couchbase Server last year to create the most complete NoSQL database solution for mobile. It comes with Couchbase Lite, an embedded NoSQL database that runs locally on the device, Sync Gateway, an internet-facing cloud component that securely synchronizes the local database with the cloud database, and Couchbase Server, our highly scalable, high-performant NoSQL database that runs in the cloud. And like Couchbase Server, Couchbase Mobile is 100% open source. So if you'd like, you can go to GitHub, grab all the source code, and do whatever you want. It's also available in our free-to-use Community Edition, which is available directly for download on our website. And for those of you that would like more, we have our paid enterprise version that comes with our world-class customer support and also priority access to our excellent technical team and a lot more. So let's drill down in each component in Couchbase Mobile individually. So starting with Couchbase Lite, that's the embedded NoSQL database that runs on the device. It's fully featured, so it's got all of the features of our server database plus a number of other features associated with replication and conflict resolution. It's super lightweight, weighing in at about 500 KB on most of our platforms. And we're really focused on cross-platform portability with our Couchbase Lite database. So we built native for every platform we support, and we support a ton of different platforms today. So we have an Objective-C version that works on all the Apple technologies, so that's iOS and OS X, The Java version runs on any platform that supports a J2SE compliant JVM. So that's Android, that's Linux, that's Windows, and a ton more platforms. And then we have a C# version for all the .NET runtimes. So that's Microsoft .NET runtime, the Mono .NET runtime, Xamarin's .NET runtime, and as of earlier this month, the Unity .NET runtime to build some really awesome games with this technology. And it's all secure. So today, we secure the data at rest on the device using the device's built-in local file system encryption. And later this year, we're adding data level encryption on top of that. So you provide us with a set of encryption keys, and we'll encrypt and decrypt data as you read and write it to and from the database. And on top of that, we're adding data lease policies. So if you configure them and the device doesn't release the data, then the data will be automatically deleted when those leases expire. And then for the security during transport between the device and the server, it's all secured over TLS. And then, of course, there's our awesome flexible JSON object model. This is the exact object model you use for modeling language for modeling with Couchbase Server. It's exactly the same on Couchbase Mobile, the same modeling language throughout the entire stack with no transformations. It's super, super great. All right, so moving to Sync Gateway. So Sync Gateway is the internet-facing cloud component. It resolves a number of application-level replication and security concerns. It lives on the boundary between your public cloud and your private cloud. All right, so for authentication, we have pluggable authentication in Sync Gateway. So we ship with a number of out-of-the-box public authentication providers, for example, Facebook. And you can also create your own custom providers. And the custom providers can use any authentication mechanism that you would like, and it plugs right into Sync Gateway, and we'll use that for authenticating your users. It's not necessary to share their credentials with us. You manage all of that, and then we manage the actual secure sessions. You can also configure Sync Gateway to allow only having authenticated users, or you can optionally configure it to allow guest access for unauthenticated users. And you can use both of those in conjunction with each other. It's not an either-or situation. All right. For data read-write access, we have a set of fine-grained controls for defining exactly what users or roles can read and write what data. So on the read side of those access policies, you have down to the document level. And on the right side of those policies, you have even finer grain control down to the field level. And those can be top-level fields or very deeply nested fields. You have all levels of access there for controlling who can write data. So you have really, really great control over who can read data and who can write data and what exactly they can do with it. It's really great. All right. And then it's all backed up by Couchbase Server. So Couchbase Server, our flagship product that we're so well known for, our cloud NoSQL database. It's highly scalable, so you can start with a single node and scale it up to hundreds of nodes depending on your capacity requirements. It's has really high performance, so you always have super fast access to your data. And of course, it's always on, so you never have a situation where you actually would not have access to your data. So that's great. And then again, it's got our awesome flexible JSON object model. So this is exactly the same model that we have on mobile, no transformations. It's really, really great. All right, so now that you know exactly what Couchbase Mobile is, I wanted to talk a little bit about how it can be deployed. And so I'm going to go over the top 3 deployment topologies that we run into with our users and customers and just kind of talk through it and let you know kind of the characteristics of each. So the first is a star topology. So this is the most popular topology. You have a global data center with Couchbase Server cluster deployed. You see that on the far right there. Some Sync Gateway nodes in front of that. Those are scale out just like Couchbase Server, and they can be scaled out independently. And then you have a load balancer on front of that. You then have Couchbase Lite instances running on devices on the internet, and those could be all of the device types that I mentioned before. You have phones, desktops, et cetera, tablets. And then optionally, you can have a web server talk directly to Sync Gateway and share those security policies and behaviors of the application with your mobile devices. So you can have companion web apps that have the exact same security policies as your mobile apps, which is really, really powerful. So in this setup, when the network connection between the devices and the cloud is removed, the devices continue to operate as you would expect. When that connection is restored, they then start syncing with the server and syncing data with themselves. So when they are offline, the data between each of these devices is not going to be shared. And that's just a note I want to put here now because I'm going to talk more about that in a minute on how you can resolve that. Okay, so moving on from star, our next most popular topology is tree. And with a tree topology, the data center topology is the same. So you have a Couchbase server cluster, some sync gateway instances, front-ended by a load balancer. Optionally, you have a web server on top of that for your web apps. But on the location side, it's a bit different. So here we have an additional sync gateway deployed in an additional location other than your global data center. And we have a small persistent store in the form of a Couchbase server cluster alongside that sync gateway node. And these can be sized independently. They don't need to have the same size. You see here, this one's a little smaller. And then the devices that are running Couchbase Lite, the Couchbase Lite instances are actually synchronizing with the local sync gateway. So when the connection between the location's data center and the global data center is removed, the devices continue to operate as expected, but they also are able to share data with each other. And you also have data redundancy and data durability there at the location. So this topology is really popular. A good example of this is in retail. So if you have a brick and mortar store and you have mobile point of sale devices, back of the store inventory systems that you want to have continue to operate even though the store has lost connectivity with the global network, you can do that using a tree topology like this. And then when the connection between the store's data center and the global data center is restored, the sync gateways will synchronize data, and it will be shared with the global network. Okay, and the last one here is a mesh topology. So this one's pretty cool topology. So the cloud side is exactly the same. You have Couchbase server cluster, some sync gateway nodes, a load balancer on front of that, optionally, again, your web server. And then you have some devices running Couchbase Lite. There's no sync gateway here. And those devices are talking to the cloud, but they're also connected to each other using a peer-to-peer network. So what this allows them to do is when the network between the location and the global data center is removed, the devices continue to operate as you would expect, but they also continue to share data with each other. So this is a really powerful way to get data sharing among devices. If you see on the far left there, I have a couple of devices. They seem to be detached from the rest of these other devices, and they are. So let's go back to the retail example. That's a good way to talk about this. Let's imagine those two devices are inventory devices, and they're going to be scanning in shipments on the loading dock. And the store doesn't have network connectivity outside of its actual building, so the loading dock is actually network free. So the devices actually create a network between themselves, and the people scanning the boxes are able to share data with each other, so they don't have things like duplicate scans and things like that go on during inventory management. And then when the network is restored between the store and the cloud, or the devices come in from the loading dock, they're then sync with each other and sync with the data in the global data center. So these are the top three that we run into. They're pretty popular. The first two are really popular. The mesh one is actually gaining greater popularity. Just this year, we've heard about it a ton, especially in the retail space. We're also hearing about it in spaces like cruise lines. Military is really interested in this type of topology for similar reasons that cruise lines are interested in it. They want battleships to have, or medical ships to have self-contained networks that can operate while they're disconnected from the global network, or maybe while they're underwater, and then restore connectivity as they come back online. All right. So now that you know a lot about or a good amount about Couchbase Mobile, I'm going to have Ali come back on and talk a little bit about our awesome customers right here in Europe.
Yep,
There you
thanks.
go.
So we have some pretty amazing use cases and customers that are using Couchbase Mobile right now. So hopefully you guys caught the Ryanair keynote earlier this morning. Ryanair is doing really amazing things with Couchbase Mobile. In fact, they have a release coming out in the next few weeks. So when you're using that Ryanair app and you're looking up airport or station information, seating maps, or even VAT information, right? All of that is running on Couchbase Mobile. And I know that Ryanair has a lot more in store and a lot more planned for the rest of the year, so stay tuned. I think you're going to be pretty blown away, and I think you're really going to love what they're going to be doing this year. Another really cool app running on Couchbase Mobile is Seen It. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, all of the Couchbase employees around the conference today have been taking videos and photos on their mobile apps. Well, we're all using the Seen It app. What it is it's a collaboration tool that allows you to take those videos and those pictures on your phone and upload it all into the cloud, into a shared Couchbase platform. And what we're going to do is create a really awesome 1 or 2 minute highlight reel from this conference, and then we're going to send it out to all you guys so you can see how much fun you guys had today. So actually, we're going to do something. I have the Seen It app on my phone, and since I haven't really done anything with the Seen It app yet, you guys are going to be my first go-around with this. So I'm going to take a video of you guys in the audience. So you're going to need to act like you are just so pumped to be here so that we can make sure this hits the highlight reel, okay? All right. I don't know why you guys are laughing. You guys are pumped, right? Okay, so I think what we should do on the count of 3, let's interrupt this session. And when I count to 3, let's just yell Couchbase at the top of our lungs. Can we do this?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Couchbase! Oh yeah, you guys are going to be total stars on that reel. I'll make sure that gets in. So I'm uploading this right now, and we're good to go with Seen It app. So you know what? I'm actually going to stop talking about this app, and I'm going to show you what this app can do.
Are you recording? UK champs, I'm pumped.
Freedom to your kids, whoever you want.
Let's work as a team. Come on, England.
Come on, England! Make us proud!
European gold medalists. Way!
So pretty cool stuff, right? And that's all running on Couchbase Mobile. So I'm really excited actually because we have Dave Starling here. Dave is the CTO of Seen It, and Dave's also one of our very earliest adopters of the Couchbase Mobile technology. So I'm actually going to have Dave come on up here and talk to you guys a little bit about how he's used the Couchbase Mobile technology and what his plans are.
Can you hear me okay? Excellent. Yeah, so that was actually our first anniversary show reel that we put out in January, and I think it really shows the variety of places that we have to operate in. We're a truly global platform, and it shows the power of the mobile phone as a video capture device. Mobile phones now capture very high quality video footage. We've had to operate in the Arctic, filming polar bear migrations. We ran with Bacardi a 3-day festival on a private island just off Bermuda with naturally very little network connectivity. And as you saw in the reel, we've also worked with the British Olympic team who used our app as part of their media coverage and developed some really great footage for the National Lottery. And we've recently partnered in the last month or so with BBC Earth to power their content capture tool. So it means that we're capturing amazing footage from around the globe, but it's not footage that is captured in cities where you might have 3G or 4G connectivity. We're literally operating in the middle of nowhere, in jungles, in deserts, and the polar caps. So we have to be able to truly operate offline and give a consistent user experience to all of our customers, no matter where they are and no matter what they're doing. And Couchbase Mobile has made that possible. We're not going to spend a lot of our time writing data synchronization algorithms and problems like that. We're a small startup. We've been around just over a year. We've got very few developers, and they'd rather be building features that our customers love and want rather than spending time solving hard problems like this. So, as a CTO who manages this team, I need to be able to just let the Couchbase guys do what they do best so we can do what we do best. It means we get to keep our code base simple. We're not writing tons and tons of tests to handle network connectivity. So it means that our users love Couchbase Mobile. They might not know it's there, but they love it because it means no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing, they just capture their footage, and that's it. It's seamless to them, whether they're online or offline. Our developers love it because it means that they get fewer headaches, they have to write fewer tests, the builds are faster, so it means that they can do what they want to do on the platform rather than working on these complex problems. I love it because it means that I can speak to our customers and say to them, you're going to get this feature on our roadmap at this point of time because our estimates become more accurate, because we don't have to worry about, we need to think about this API or we need to worry about the security. Couchbase Mobile just handles that for us. So it's incredibly exciting to speak to you guys about it. It's incredibly exciting to see what other people are doing with it. So go ahead and check it out if you're not already using it. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Dave. So pretty awesome app, right? I love it. I'll give you 5 stars. If you guys don't have it, you should actually check it out because it is a very cool collaboration tool. So just to wrap it up here, we're going to be having some really amazing use cases and customer stories coming out this year around Couchbase Mobile. So I hope you guys all stay tuned and are as excited as we are about some of the really great things coming down the pipeline for Couchbase Mobile this year.
Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Dave. So we love Couchbase Mobile. We think you guys are going to absolutely love it too. And we have some things for you today to help you get started. So we have a number of hands-on sessions. It starts with Couchbase Mobile 101, where James, our mobile evangelist that is stationed right here in London, is going to be doing a hands-on training on building your first mobile app of Couchbase Mobile from scratch. So in that session, you'll learn what it means to build a mobile app, and you'll walk away with one that works online and offline. Then you have Couchbase Mobile 102, where Andy Reslin, the developer on our Sync Gateway team, will teach you how to add synchronization to your mobile apps. So you'll know exactly what it means to add replication to Couchbase Lite and exactly what it means to secure it in Couchbase Sync Gateway with the security policies configured there. And then we ended up with Couchbase Mobile 103, where James will join back with you and teach you to build a cloudless peer-to-peer app. This is a really great emerging technology. There's a lot of things that you can do with cloudless peer-to-peer. And in this session, James will be walking you through building a cloudless peer-to-peer app from scratch. You'll know exactly what that means. So before I open it up for Q&A, just wanted to point out this GitHub repo. We have what we call mini hacks in Couchbase Mobile. And they're little tutorials that get you up and running doing something great in a couple of minutes. So there's one on there for building an app in 30 minutes, and that's a full app from scratch with online and offline and security all built in. So it's really great. So I'm going to ask Dave to join me back again and open it up for Q&A. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand for either me or Dave, and we'll answer it. Go ahead.
Will SQL documents be available on Couchbase Live?
So it will in functionality. So we have query planned for Couchbase Lite, but it'll be done with native query in mind. So we do our queries specific for each platform, but the functionality is a superset of what you would get with SQL for documents. So, sorry, a subset if I said superset. So what you would see on Objective-C would be NS predicate. On the .NET platforms, that would be link. And on the Java platforms, it's going to be your streaming APIs, something similar to a Fluent API.
What was the question?
The question was, is SQL for documents going to be available on Couchbase Lite? Are there any other questions? Go ahead.
So, the Cine app, you actually saw the video in Couchbase itself.
Sorry?
I saw in the video in Couchbase.
Oh, no. Is this on? Can you hear me okay? No, we don't store the binary data in Couchbase. We sync that up to, we run everything on Google Cloud, both compute and Google Storage. And then what we then do is store the local JSON document that has the metadata around when it was uploaded, the shot it was attached to, the project it was attached to, and then that's what gets synced and then triggers a transcode process on the cloud side of things. So no, we don't store binary data in there at all.
It is, exactly. So let me expand on his answer for you, just to the capabilities of Couchbase Lite. So Couchbase Lite stores data, but it also stores binary data. It's what we call attachments. And you can store blobs inside Couchbase Lite of any type, and we'll synchronize that just like any other type of data. And today, Couchbase Lite has no limit on the size of the blobs that you store in the database. The Couchbase server has a limit of 20 megabytes per document, and that's what we currently use for the attachment store. Later this year, we're adding pluggable attachment storage into Sync Gateway. So if you'd like to redirect the storage into S3 or any other binary store, you can do that through Couchbase Sync Gateway later this year.
I think it will be.
What's that?
Do you mind elaborating on what you just said? Basically, we are
Yep.
what we've been doing for the past year.
Mhm.
Basically, we use S3 and then we use we link it in the documents.
Yeah, so what we recommend for large attachments is what was just described, is that you create a link in your document, you store the URL for that reference in your document, and then you fetch them on your own from your store. We're going to make that a lot more seamless later this year, so that none of that will be done that way. I mean, you can continue to do that, obviously, if that's what you'd like to do. But you can store the data directly in Couchbase Lite. It will sync up to Sync Gateway, so we'll handle all the revision handling, revision management, and then we'll actually store it off in a different store. Okay? Any other questions? That's it? Yep. Mm-hmm. So conflicts, you mean? Okay, so we use, this is the last question I'll be able to take because we have the next session starting. But we have revision trees. So the default conflict resolution algorithm is most active branch wins, but you can get involved in that conflict resolution process and resolve it as whatever way you'd like. So you can use three-way merges. You can do it client side in Couchbase Lite. You can do it server side using document worker patterns. Find me later. I can talk to you a little bit more in detail on that if you'd like. Okay, guys, I'll stand around back here. Dave, you want to join me? And you can come back and ask us questions just outside the session room if you'd like.